Hello, welcome back to my channel. So, another transfer stream here. Big up to the Silt already in here. Yes, do be liking, subscribing, helps out a ton as always. By the way, the Silt. Every time we get to like a new goal, like 700 was the monthly goal, and then it was 720. And now the monthly goal is like 730. So you're moving up that goal, mate. But we're moving well at the moment, aren't we? Big up to everyone who's liking, subscribing. That Dutch Cup final, that hit, that was a heavy hitter, wasn't it? Hello, hello, how are you? Glory, Tottenham Hotspur. I need to get that fucking song in here. You know what I need to do? Every time we watch a team bottle a fucking game, we need to get that song in here. In fact, let's do that right now. Before we even begin here with these players and all that shit, let's just do something for the fan service, you know, the fan service, because the fans need to be serviced. You, my fans, you deserve some service. Glory, Tottenham Hotspur. So, Glory, Tottenham Hotspur. 1 second. I think you guys should hear that pretty well. In the table. Tottenham are the greatest team the world has ever seen. Tottenham are the greatest team the world has ever seen. Oh dear. Tottenham are the greatest team the world has ever seen. And the Spurs go marching on. Glory, Tottenham Hotspur. Glory, Tottenham Hotspur. Glory, Tottenham Hotspur. Okay, enough now. Go away. Big up to the Tottenham, isn't it? That's just heritage. You know when Jose Mourinho said heritage? This is what he meant. This is what he meant. Okay, can you shut up, please? This is what he meant. This is the heritage that Jose Mourinho was talking about. Jose Mourinho. Respect on his name, yeah? Heritage. But this stream is not about Tottenham Hotspur, despite the fact that we're talking about them right now. It's about Man City and some Man City transfers. And we'll start off with Bernardo Silva. Big up to that segue, by the way, I'm a fucking genius. We'll start off with Bernardo Silva. So I've talked about Bernardo Silva before. I want to talk about him one more time before we completely round it up here with Silva. So, Man City have informed Bernardo Silva that it is time to leave the club. For him to leave the club, ought I say. Now, first of all, the source here, because I can't actually find this article. I've looked it up. Bernardo Silva, Man City. I can't find the specific article, like Benfica. I can't find the specific article that they are referencing. There's some 3-day-old articles, there's a 7-hour-old article, maybe I need to check that out. The source is this guy. He has a lot of followers, I'm not sure how reliable this guy is for the source though. So, it's good news, I think he has to go. I'm not sure how reliable the source here is. One thing that's interesting is Man City have informed Bernardo Silva that it's time for him to go. Man City have said, okay brother, you're washed, you need to go. And if you look at our wage bill, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, John Stones, these players are all the way up that wage bill. So these players are probably being taken out of the team so that we can replace them for the players who have lower wages. And then they, if they're good enough, can get those wages bumped up, right? So I think that's the idea here. Again, I'm happy with Bernardo Silva leaving. He's been a club legend, no disrespect to him, but it's really time to go. Let's be honest, where does he play in this system? Well, this is not the system we play right now, but where does he play in this team? The defense doesn't really matter because he's not going to play there. Let's assume we get a new left back. Let's assume left back. We get a new left back. He's not going to play left back, but where is he playing in this team? Marmoush is going to play as a winger when Haaland comes back, so that means Silva is competing with Savio and Doku. Haaland is going to be up top as striker. Foden is going to be in midfield. We're probably getting a new attacking midfielder. So where does Bernardo Silva get into this team? He simply doesn't. So not a big problem for me. Replacements for Silva? Wait, what is this? Let me get to Jack. I'll come back to chat in a second. Do you copy LB what you say on streams? I don't even watch LB streams, mate. I don't even watch LB streams nowadays, mate. But, sorry, what was I saying? Bernardo Silva, he's not difficult to replace. And that's no disrespect to him, yeah? But he's not difficult to replace. Cherky, 25 million, sure, there you go. Oscar de Bob, if you want him to be the... keep giving help, fans. If you want Oscar de Bob to be the Bernardo Silva replacement, there you go. You've got your new Bernardo Silva replacement. He's not difficult to replace. Gibbs-White is one that we're talking about later, but we'll come back around to that. Bernardo Silva, thanks for your service. Now it's time to go. Bye-bye. So this Swords, again, I'm not sure how valid this Swords is, but oh well. It's unsure if Simon Mignolet will be fit for the next game. It's called the gaslighting. Pretend that the monthly goal is very close. Fair enough. Subscribe, guys. Subscribe. Today it's Pro League Playoff. Yes. Hello, Rosa. Hello. How are you? What is the WIRTZ news? We'll get there. We will get there. We'll do that right after this. Yeah, keep giving Hull City penalties, man. Hull City need that fucking survival in it. 2 penalties over Preston. What is the next game? I believe your next game for Hull is Derby. Yes, it is Derby. 2 penalties against Derby. We will be there. 2-1 Hull City. Right, so the news for Florian WIRTZ. I'm a bit late on this, aren't I? But Florian WIRTZ has been impressed by Pep Guardiola, what he's pretty much told him, and wants to go to Man City if Real Madrid doesn't offer. Now, the source here is hit or miss. This is the same source that reported a few other players going to Madrid, and they never ended up going to Madrid. It's the same source that's reported by Leverkusen extending Florian WIRTZ his contract. So this source is but I found an article here, and what I like to do here, when I look at these articles, is look at how recent I can find an article. We'll come back to that for Reijnders as well. And one thing I have a problem with here is I can't find any recent articles to talk about this news. And every article I can find is referencing this source. So my problem with this news is it's dead. There are no independent sources to back this up. Like, I found this from Yahoo Sports. Fair enough, I would love WIRTZ, by the way. Like, obviously, I would love WIRTZ. Do I even need to explain how he fits into Man City's system? Well, obviously not with 12 players on the pitch, but let's just do something quickly. Let's say Gonzalez Rodri. Sure, let's say Gonzalez Rodri, yeah? And then WIRTZ here in the 10. And then you have, I don't know, Doku probably, or Salvinho or Bob on the right wing. This system is very good. Nunez, by the way, next season, there is a chance he plays right back. We'll talk about that later. In this system, WIRTZ gives us long balls into the box and long balls we've been missing. Rodri, of course, brings back long balls as well. Gonzalez, as a double pivot, gives him some stability. Gonzalez can push up as an 8, but I would prefer to have the likes of O'Reilly there, but that's besides the point. WIRTZ just gives us everything. I don't need to explain it. He gives us everything we were missing from De Bruyne. He gives us those through balls, shots from outside of the box, all of that. So, obviously, I would love to have WIRTZ. If we can't get WIRTZ, I'm looking again at Cherky. I'm looking at Arda, because if he goes to Real Madrid, Arda becomes opened up. There are other players that you can look at. For example, go to Serie A. There's a few attacking midfielders there. The Ketelaar I don't particularly rate, but WIRTZ is my favorite. If we don't get WIRTZ, let's talk about getting Morgan Rogers and Morgan Gibbs-White together. Again, another possibility. People also talk about, what is his name? Baena. But Baena, he's staying in Spain. The big clubs in Spain want him. He says he doesn't want to play in England, he wants to play in Spain. Yeah, he's not coming. So, if we don't get WIRTZ, Baena won't be the guy we get. What is an AZ fan? Yeah, bro. That was a mad scatty job by Yari, Busser? What is his name? Yari the Buster. This man fucking carried his team to a fucking cup, bruv. They did not deserve to win that final. It's like a Courtois Champions League final type of stuff. How confident are you as a percentage to get WIRTZ? Well, I think if Real Madrid do not go in for WIRTZ, or at the very least not at the price that Leverkusen want, then I think we 100% get him. If Madrid go in full on for him, then I think Madrid gets him. So I think there's maybe, I guess, 60% chance that Real Madrid won't offer the money that Leverkusen wants, because Madrid has to fix up other ways. They have to get a new striker, they have to get a new left back, potentially a new right back and a new centre back. They could choose a new backup goalkeeper. They might need an extra midfielder there, a defensive midfielder. So I think at least 60 to 70% sure that WIRTZ is gonna come to Man City. 60 to 70%. And that is a lot, because we're not even in the window yet, so I would say he's the most likely of the players that are being rumored here and that I'm talking about in this stream to come to Man City, in my opinion. So that's WIRTZ talked about. Let's close that from Florian WIRTZ. And yeah, Yahoo, by the way. Yahoo Sports is not a great source, just throwing that out there. Yahoo Sports, terrible source for football stuff. Milos Kerkez. And now I've talked about Milos Kerkez quite a bit, and if we go to, oh, that's player list, I don't want that. If we go to this, and the reason why this is important here when we talk about Milos Kerkez, this is a list of the squad, the potential prizes, and by the way, both euros and pounds are in here. I've converted all of this myself, so you don't have to convert anymore. This is for homegrown stuff and for seeing what type of squad you have. And I'll explain in a second why that's important. So, Man City have joined the race, guys, to sign Bournemouth left back Milos Kerkez from this Twitter page. And they report everything, which gets posted quite a bit. And as I said earlier, I look at what is the most recent update on this. For Kerkez, it's only yesterday. It's about 24 hours ago now that they posted this about Kerkez. And here at Tribuna.com they post most of the latest news. Man City wants Kerkez, which makes sense. We need a left back. What people need to realize, which I don't like, but what people need to realize is Pep Guardiola may, I'm not saying he will, but he may go for only one left back, or for only one full back. Because Pep likes to have one full back who plays more classical, and then have another full back who's a lot more reserved. Cancelo with Kyle Walker, maybe not the best comparison. Maybe Ake with Cancelo was a better option. So he likes to have a full back who takes back a bit more, and then a full back who pushes up a lot more. So if we get Kerkez, who is a very solid full back, which can also go up and down the pitch, there's a big chance we don't get a right back. Now I'm hopeful that Pep changes the way he plays football, because he's been talking about changing the way he plays football. But my apologies. My dog has come into the room. How are you? How are you? My dog has crashed the stream, guys. My dog has crashed the stream. How are you? Aya. 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 Oh. Ja. How was it, Rita? How was it, Rita? Ah. Thank you, mate. My apologies. My apologies, my dog is crashing the screen, guys. Anyhow, let's continue here. Kan je het met sol te zetten misschien? Dit wordt de wedstrijd. Yeah, so what was I saying? Milos Kerkez. Where are we? Right, so Milos Kerkez, I would love him. As you can see here, and this that I've got, I'm going for either Kerkez or Hernandez. Theo Hernandez is my number one option, but I don't think that Theo Hernandez is as likely. Because if you look at Reijnders, he's first of all gonna be more expensive. He's not Premier League player, and that does matter. Like, Kerkez is not homegrown, but Reijnders would have to get used to the Premier League. Kerkez has been in the Premier League for a while now. We know he can play in the Premier League and is used to it. Pep Guardiola has had multiple confrontations with Kerkez, so he's more used to playing with... My dog doesn't want to leave the room. There you go. So, Kerkez has had multiple confrontations with Pep. He's more familiar with Pep's style of play. So, I think Kerkez is more likely. Although I do favor to get that Reijnders move. My apologies, give me a moment. My dog absolutely crashed the stream here. It's fine, it's fine. It doesn't look too dark. Let's turn up the brightness. Oh damn, that's so much. Let's do this. Oh. Nope. There you go. That looks okay. It looks okay. My face doesn't matter for this. It's my screen that matters. Let's check chat here. Manchester City had given green lights for Diogo Costa. Indeed, and Diogo Costa is in here. Cavalier, Costa, both on my list here as well. I don't want Costa. And I've not watched him. Like, fair enough, I have not watched him, so maybe I can't say for sure. But if I look at statistics, he's just another Ederson type of goalkeeper. Which means he's a dogshit goalkeeper. Ederson is dogshit at goalkeeping. Let's not beat around the bush. A goalkeeper? Oh, but he can't pass a ball nice. Mate, how about stopper shots? And this Diogo Costa guy, he doesn't look like a shot stopper to me. Hopefully I'm wrong, but if he gets this Diogo Costa guy, who can't stop fuck all shots, I'm gonna be very disappointed, I can't lie. And maybe he proves me wrong, but no. I want a proper shot stopper, like Chevalier. Like the Buster that we saw yesterday. When in big moments, you concede chances, they stop you from conceding. Again, look at the Buster yesterday in the Dutch Cup final. How many times was Alkmaar one-on-one with the Buster? And he just comes out, he makes a good save, he gets a strong hand to the ball. He stretches out his leg completely and stops it from going in. Like what Ortega did against Tottenham, actually. That's a good example. What Ortega did against Tottenham. A good shot stopper. And let's be honest, against Tottenham last season, if that was Ederson in goal and not Ortega, we concede. Let's be completely honest about that. Ederson does not save that. For these big moments, you need a big player. And for the league, this is why we underperform in Champions League, by the way. In part, not entirely, but in part. It's because we get goalkeepers who can't stop shots. In big games, you want a shot stopper, not someone who can pass the ball well. Like, you need to be a goalkeeper first. Consider Akkored as a midfielder, maybe. Just saying. But Kerkez, there you go, we've talked about him. And now, maybe the most exciting player to talk about. And then the most... I don't know, what would be the word? Controversial player? But let's start with Reijnders. Now, Reijnders... listen. If we get Reijnders, we don't get Gibbs-White. Reijnders means no Gibbs-White. And vice versa. So, Reijnders as the Ilkay Gundogan replacement, I see it. But if we go again to here, my rebuild thing, I'll explain to you why I don't like it. So this is already 9 players that you have to sell off, assuming you have Ortega and McAtee both in that Florian WIRTZ deal. Assuming you do that. And if you do that, that's 11 players out. If you are wondering what this pink means, it means being loaned out. Black means your contract expires. And purple, in case Ederson leaves, who do we replace him with? So if Ederson leaves, that is suddenly 10 to 12 players you're getting rid of. 10 to 12 players that you are getting rid of. That is not a small amount. And now, if you want a Gundogan replacement, like you can get rid of Gundogan and keep Kovacic. Or the other way around, depends on what you prefer. You have to get rid of another player to get Reijnders in here. And you already have O'Reilly as that Gundogan replacement. Would it not be better to keep O'Reilly and Gundogan both, or Kovacic, one or the other? Have them stay here, they're already familiar with the system, they can come off the bench. O'Reilly can probably get 20 games in a Premier League season. Maybe 10 starts, 10 off the bench. You don't need Reijnders. That is my take on it. And the same is true for the Gibbs-White, but let's stay on topic for Reijnders here. Gianni Reijnders, if you look at here, transfer feed, they put a lot of recent news on players. And if you see the Gianni Reijnders, the latest news is 7 days ago. I don't think this is happening. Because normally, if these things are more likely, and now, it might get more news on it when we get into the transfer window, but when these things are more likely, you normally see at least every 3-4 days some news come up about that. This seems kind of dead right now. If you are going for the Gundogan replacement, I believe it will be a homegrown replacement. Because, again, you need to balance that homegrown. If you want Gundogan out, fair enough, okay, bring in Gibbs-White. Bring in Gibbs-White. You have a homegrown player, Premier League, years of Premier League, about the same quality, maybe a bit more expensive, but that's okay because you've got your homegrown stuff. But that's if both Kovacic and Gundogan leave. I don't think that's happening. Manchester City is interested in some... Yeah, that's not happening. That is not happening. I have not even heard about that. Man City, Sandro Tonali. Let's see about this. I have not even heard about this. Manchester City, 40 million. This is bullshit. I'm sorry. You think Newcastle is letting Tonali go for 40 million pounds? How many euros is that? I believe that's 50 million euros. 40 pounds in euro. That's 46 euros. 46 million euros. It's not... Bro, Tonali is at least 60 to 70 million in the modern market. He's a class player. By the way, that's Bellerin. That's Bellerin here, not Tonali, apparently. What does Tonali look like? I don't really watch Newcastle that much. Yeah, I think that's Tonali, isn't it? Anyhow, besides the point. Yeah, that's not happening. Sorry to burst your bubble, I would love Tonali. That is not happening. Newcastle doesn't let players go that easily. And I know I want to leave Lamento, but come on. Come on. Speak on WIRTZ, I already did, but I guess I can speak on WIRTZ one more time. I think we're getting him. I would love him, and there's not much else I can say about WIRTZ, because nobody would refute that he's the best player we can get. I don't know what else you want me to say on him. I can waffle about WIRTZ for like 30 minutes. I can easily waffle to you about Florian Wirtz for 30 minutes. I can tell you everything about Florian Wirtz. I can tell you his statistics. I can tell you, oh, this is why he's better than Kerkez. But honestly, nobody is gonna argue with me that Kerkez is better or worse than Wirtz. I've already told you, I think we're getting him 60% likely. So, no point in talking about Wirtz. Honestly, everyone is talking about Wirtz, but in my opinion, it's dead news. Either we get him or we don't. And if we get him or if we don't get him, it's fully dependent on how much Real Madrid decides to go in for the Wirtz. If Real Madrid decides, we will, should I say, splash the money on Wirtz, and we give Leverkusen what they want, then they get Wirtz. The transfer news. The update, you mean, that I put in the title, I already talked about that as well. Florian Wirtz has said, I guess I can pull that up again. Give me a second. Florian Wirtz impressed. So, I should find it quickly. Where is it? Yeah. Florian Wirtz has been impressed by efforts of Man City's Pep Guardiola in trying to sign him this summer. So, that is the news. Again, it's coming from this source. This is Kerkez. And everyone that talks about this statement from WIRTZ, or alleged statement from WIRTZ, is referencing this same source. This is the same source that claims that WIRTZ would sign an extension at Bayer Leverkusen. WIRTZ has yet to sign an extension at Bayer Leverkusen. There is no other independent news outlet that is reporting on this, I guess, story independently from Kerkez. The ones that do report it all reference Kerkez as their source themselves. So this does not seem like a good source to me. Again, I've already talked about this. I think we're getting WIRTZ. I think 60 or 70% likely that Madrid doesn't do what's required and he comes to us. And then he comes to us and chilling. This source does not seem likely. I've talked about that already. Byte Extra, by the way, do also reference this source when they make this claim. I could scroll here and try to find it. Where is it? But yeah, they don't even talk about WIRTZ. They salty that he's about to leave. Okay. I saw WIRTZ here. I scrolled past him. There. Oh, hey. Timon ruffles on Florian WIRTZ to Bayern rumors. Yeah, he's not going to Bayern. We know that. He doesn't want to go to Bayern. Did I just scroll past it again? I can't find it here. I can't find their statement on WIRTZ, but Florian WIRTZ has allegedly said something, or is allegedly impressed again. Source is, the source is very mediocre. That's all I can say on it. I've said that like twice now. Twice. Anyhow, moving on to the final subject of the stream. Morgan Gibbs-White, the most controversial potential signing for Man City. Barcelona want to sign Moise Kean of AFC Fiorentina. They no sell. Oh, bro. No mas. Please. We are not here for that. We are not here for that. Right, Gibbs-White. And Gibbs-White falls into the same kind of category as Tijani Reijnders here for transfer news, which is, I don't think we're getting him. Gibbs-White, a lot of news has come out on Gibbs-White. For us to get Gibbs-White, and people need to think about this, right? This is our current player list. This is our player list at the moment. We have, assuming this is our starting 11, if all our players will be fit, Rodri, Gonzalez, De Bruyne. 3 starting midfielders. De Bruyne leaves. Okay, let's take him out of the equation. He will probably be replaced by WIRTZ. Let's put in WIRTZ here. You get WIRTZ. Where in this midfield does Gibbs-White get in? Okay, let's say... Yeah, Phillips is getting fucked off. Let's say Gonzalez goes onto the bench. Kovacic will play ahead of Gibbs-White. Let's be honest, Kovacic will play ahead of him. Foden will play ahead of Gibbs-White, and he will play in midfield. He will drop deeper. He will drop deeper a bit to facilitate WIRTZ and to facilitate his own game a bit more. He will be more box to box, I believe. So, he's not getting ahead of Foden. Etcheverry needs minutes. Gundogan needs minutes. O'Reilly is going to shift into midfield. Or if you, okay, you say you fuck off Gundogan, but you keep Kovacic. You fuck both of them off? Seems unlikely. Pep will still want some experienced players in there that have played for Man City. But let's see what it says here. And this is actually the most interesting news source that we've seen so far, because it's Football Insider. If you don't know Football Insider, they're really correct. Football Insider on the 11th of April, that Man City are eyeing Gibbs-White as one of 4. Yeah, that's he's not a De Bruyne replacement. If he comes, he's not a De Bruyne replacement. If you think Gibbs-White is the De Bruyne replacement, you're very mistaken. Let's assume we don't get WIRTZ. Let's assume we don't get WIRTZ. Will that be Gibbs-White coming in? No. Gibbs-White is a box-to-box. Okay, so who do you get if not WIRTZ? Adler. Is that how you spell his name? Adler. Yeah, 1L. You get Goulet. Because if you don't get WIRTZ, it's Real Madrid that gets him. And Goulet isn't getting enough minutes for him, for his own pleasure right now. Okay, let's say you don't get Goulet. Palmer is an option there that has played for the Man City. Morgan Rogers is an option that plays in the 10. Gibbs-White is not a De Bruyne replacement, so he's just not. And I don't by the way, people think I don't want Gibbs-White. I don't mind him. I don't want or unwant him, if you get what I'm saying, but he's just not what we need. I think it's that simple. Ex-England goalkeeper Paul Robinson has told Football Insider that Forest may be forced to crash in on Gibbs-White amid financial concerns. Why the fuck would Paul Robinson have anything to do with this? Does he have any form of connections right now to... Nope. Yes. No connection to Nottingham Forest. The source for this news is a man who has no fucking connections with Nottingham Forest. What kind of source? This is what qualifies as journalism nowadays. Forest could face PSR issues. Bro, they ignored those issues. Forest have ignored their PSR issues. Oh, we get a point deduction. Oh well. We go again next season. We spend more money, we go again next season, and it's fine. Forest don't care, bro. Forest do not care. So, yeah, this is dead news. This is incredibly dead news. I can't lie. There's always noise around Forest about FFP and PSR, but there's only news around that because they got done. If Forest did not get done, yeah, nobody will talk about Forest and PSR. I don't think they have to sell. I don't think they have to sell. Bro. If we get WIRTZ, imagine WIRTZ, Foden, Gonzalez, Rodri, O'Reilly, Reijnders. I like this. I like this a lot, Carnage. I'll just call you Carnage, by the way, if that's fine. I would like Reijnders. But, like, if you want Reijnders, does that mean you want both Kovacic and Gundogan out of the team already? I'm not sure I want them both gone yet. I think I want Kovacic for another season. Maybe you want to say long term, it's better of course, because Reijnders is younger. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because honestly, I'm comfortable with saying you keep Kovacic for 1 more year and then you figure it out next summer who you get to replace Kovacic. That is what I will do. No more than Gibbs-White, says Lakshmi. My apologies, Lakshmi. Again, I'm poor at pronunciations. Big up for being in again. Simple things we need. WIRTZ, Reijnders, Cambiasso. We don't need Cambiasso. We need proper right backs. We don't need a right back who will invert again. The reason Pep wants Cambiasso is because he's gonna invert, but I don't want stuff like that. He's not a proper right back. He's a right back midfielder. And sure, that's fine, but with the injury record he has, let's go through Cambiasso's injury record here. Let's do that. Transfermarkt. Cambiasso. By the way, he's only won 1 cup in his career. He's 25 years old, so it's not like he's some crazy winning player. His transfer value, I guess, has recently skyrocketed. But yeah, what I want to see is injury history. So, in this season alone, he's missed 11 games. He's missed 11 games due to injury this season. Last season, okay, only 1 game. Season before that, 8, 14, 12. And a lot of these injuries, well, broken arm and broken bones heal back stronger, so that's not an issue. Ligament injury, hamstring, knee, muscle, that says nothing. Ankle injuries, 2 times in a row. Ankle injuries. Like, these injuries at a young age don't look good. Unknown injury that kept him out for 20 days. Why is that an unknown injury? You know why? It's either his knee, his ankle, or his hamstring. One of those 3, and they don't want to report it. Because the moment they do, its market value goes down. Because that's a repeat injury that's happening over and over, and no club wants to buy a player like that. I think we have to be more careful here with Cambiasso. And I've not watched enough of him to rate him. I have watched a few games of him. He's ghosted in every game I've seen of him. Oh, there, Luke is in here. Football. You're responding to Carnage. Reijnders proper blue G copy. Not sure about that. We need inverter. Do we? Because Pep Guardiola likes to have an inverting fullback. I'm not sure if that's what we need though. I see the fan base is having a mental breakdown over Costa news. I don't want Costa. Mate. Because and fair enough if he proves me wrong, but I want a shot stopper. And these big moments, the Champions League final, and a cup final, and a big game in the league, like Tottenham in the league last season at White Hart Lane, where it's a big game, and you need a save sometimes. Ball goes through, Ortega one-on-one makes the save, incredible save. You don't get that from the likes of Ederson, from the likes of Costa. These players are good with the ball in their feet. And sure, Pep Guardiola likes that, but Pep Guardiola is here for 2 years. And then he's leaving. And when Pep Guardiola leaves, the next manager will come in, he'll look at Diogo Costa and he'll say, who's this? He'll say, bro, you are terrible at stopping shots, and Pep Guardiola is about the only manager that rates distribution more than shot stopping in a goalkeeper. So I don't want him, because if you think long term, yeah, maybe he'll be fine. But if you think long term, the next manager that comes in would rather have Chevalier than Costa. Because most managers don't want distributing goalkeepers. They get a centre back to do that, and we already have Guardiola who does that excellently. What they want, most managers, is a shot stopper. That is not what Costa is, from the statistics I've seen. Now, I'd happily be wrong, but oh well. We're going to play 3-2-4-1 formation. Let me scroll up a bit. We're going to play 3-2-4-1 formation throughout the season. Pretty much how we've been playing for the longest while now. Pretty much how we've been playing since Haaland arrived, I guess, yeah. Goalkeeper, Gustanov, Diaz, Vardiol. Cambiasso inverted midfielder. I don't want to see Vardiol back on left back duty. The news is we're going for Kerkez and that we're also going for Theo Hernandez. I think we're gonna get one or the other. So if that happens, because Pep only, I think Guardiola is gonna come into centre back role instead of left back. So if that happens, Guardiola will be in centre back role. Then you potentially shove Gustanov on the bench, but again, I don't want Gustanov on right back either. Like, listen. Yeah, he has a proper Pep plate, but that's what my problem is. Pep is only here for 2 more years. And then he leaves, and you get a Costa, you get a Cambiasso, and you get all these Pep players, and then the next manager comes in and it's like, well, I don't like this. Because most managers don't play how Pep plays. Most good managers, all I say. There's a lot of Pep copies out there, but they're not very good at playing football. Let's be honest. Costa proper Onana boze moments. That's what I've heard as well. That's what I've heard a lot. That's what I see in the statistics. So maybe I need to do a whole Costa stream. A real deep dive in all his statistics and stuff. But yeah, not what I'm interested in here. Yes, big up to Liam. Fuming. What are you fuming about? Our playing style is not... our playing style does not suit a proper shot stopper. Every playing style suits a proper shot stopper. The reason why we won the Champions League in the treble season is because Ederson, that season, was his best shot stopping season in his career. Shot stoppers win you league titles, win you Champions Leagues. Distributors don't. And Ederson, we have won league titles despite of Ederson. Because if you look at 17-18, he was terrible in his debut season. So that's Centurions, but we were just that good, it didn't matter. If you look at 21-22, we almost lost the league title against Aston Villa due to Ederson. Because Ederson's goalkeeping in that game was terrible. The 2 goals he conceded, terrible goalkeeping. So, in these moments here, when you're incredibly good, you can carry that goalkeeper and you can just play off the park and get a goal and okay, fair. But if you're not that good, or if you're playing against a better team, Real Madrid, then you're fucked. And I want to win Champions League titles. I think we all want to win Champions League titles. If you want to win the Champions League, Ederson had a one-off season where he was a really good shot stopper. That was not his norm. Diogo Costa may very well be like this again. Costa, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Sorry, an absolute disaster coming. Yeah. Crazy how rivals call us glory hunters and say we are trash at the same time. Most people lack the mental facilities to think about 2 statements as a union. You know what it is? It's called cognitive dissonance. It's when you hold 2 opposing beliefs without realizing it. Go look it up, it's very interesting. Can I be mod? I'm not gonna say no, but for the moment, no. Because I don't know you long enough and I don't need a moderator at the moment. So right now, no. In the future, if you're a regular here, sure, but not at the moment. After Pep Nagelsmann, coming, he playing same Pep playing from goalkeeper. Well, we don't know if Nagelsmann is coming. I would love Nagelsmann, so he is quality, but I'm not sure. I'm not saying you're wrong, but it's just something I'm not sure about. And maybe the club have agreed something with Nagelsmann, and that's why they're so happy to get the likes of Costa. But still, I want a goalkeeper in big games to stop shots. Like Ortega last season. Ederson on the pitch, we lose the title against Tottenham. Ortega though saves it and we win the title. That's why I want an Ortega type goalkeeper in these big moments when you're not that great, they can carry you. Like the Busser yesterday in the Dutch Cup final. Costa is shit every time I've watched him. He's made costly errors. Maybe I'm just unlucky though. How many times have you watched him? What you need to do here is you need to watch a player for like 10 games in a row. Watch 10 games in a row from a goalkeeper. That's what you need to, or from any player really. That's what you need to do. I'm calling proper 3 centre backs, 1 full back who inverts into midfield, who is Cambiasso. Yeah, I can see that. Here's the thing: whoever we get in, the fan base will abuse anyway. Wait for to bro. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true though. I don't think the fan base will abuse Chevalier if we get him. People are how do I say? People are just like suffering from PTSD after Ederson. We're far too reactionary at the moment, as is every fan base, to be fair, but this season went off the charts. For reasons. And we need to settle down. I'd rather keep Ederson, but it is what it is. Yeah, what I've got here, by the way, is Ederson in purple, which is, I'm not sure if he's staying or leaving, but I would like to keep Ederson, because if we keep Ederson 1 more year, then next year we can get a goalkeeper who suits the next manager, because by that point we'll know who it is. Again, maybe the club already knows, but that just seems like a better long-term strategy. Yes, Luke. Big up to Luke in chat as well. Connect missing the biggest Prem game of the season so far. Unlucky guy. Have to Connect. We're not going to play counter-attacking football after Pep. Our Sal always tiki-taka after Pep. Well, our Sal will not always be tiki-taka. And tiki-taka doesn't mean you have a goalkeeper who is terrible at shot stopping. Look at Barcelona. They don't have a great distributor as a goalkeeper. But he's a great shot stopper, so it doesn't need to be either tiki-taka or counter-attacking football. Luke absolutely won't be reactionary if you got a good goalkeeper, though. Okay. I'm absolutely adamant Costa is Bravo 2.0. Costa will be 50 million pounds, something like that. 52 million pounds. He's 60 million euros, which is 52 million pounds. Cup competition for shot stopper. League competition, Edison. Yeah, but if you get Diogo Costa, do you think he's gonna say, okay, I'll sit on the bench in Champions League? Like, think about that. Do you think in Champions League he'll say, yeah, I'll sit on the bench? He won't. And big up to Luke. Nagelsmann coming because Nagelsmann have a release clause. His contract 2027. Yeah, but is there any official news that Man City is interested in Nagelsmann though? Like, I'd love him, but that's just conjecture, isn't it? Don't base your future on conjecture, I'd say. 4 times, 5 costly adders. Yikes. We will get WIRTZ in the summer, I think so too. And people will say they would prefer Gibbs-White. That's just not true. That is just not true. If we get WIRTZ, people will hype up WIRTZ the moment we sign him. Let's be honest. I think WIRTZ will come. I can't wait. Same here. Big up Liam. You see a lot of reports now saying we are top of the list. Before the last 2 weeks, every report said Biden was top. Something has definitely changed. And the thing that has changed is Florian WIRTZ has actually talked with his agent, which is his dad. Before that, everyone said, oh, WIRTZ prefers Biden because his dad prefers Biden. But WIRTZ never said anything about who he preferred. WIRTZ never preferred Biden. Listen, he's a Leverkusen boy. Not all Germans like Bayern München. Yeah, big up to Liam. Madrid ain't spending 150 million on a midfielder they don't need. I agree. Big up to everyone in chat. Indeed. People need to realize that there are multiple ways to play football. Yeah. It's not counter-attacking or tiki-taka. There are other styles of football. You basically prefer Ortega to Ederson. Neither are good. But if Ederson was... Let's be honest. Give your honest answer. If we had Ederson on the pitch against Everton, does he stop the shot? Or the header, should I say? By, was it Adam Wharton? Or Brandwaite. It was Brandwaite. Does he stop Brandwaite's header? An honest answer. Does Ederson stop that header from Brandwaite? Does Ederson stop the shot from Son? Doesn't. Like that's the honest truth, he doesn't. I don't rate either of them, but at least Ortega makes a clutch save once in a while. Madrid and Biden. Biden would, but the word just doesn't want to come. Yes. Some City fans on stupid Twitter are now saying don't even spend 80 million for the WIRTZ because he has only had 2 assists since January. He's literally been injured. Transfer market WIRTZ. Which is, by the way, 2 assists since January is more than any Man City midfielder with the exception of Kevin De Bruyne. Just so people know. Right, so Florian WIRTZ has 11 assists, which is more than any player at Man City. It's more than any Man City player. He's got 9 goals, which is more than any Man City player, with the exception of Erling Haaland. And if you look at his games, he starts off good. 3 games in a row where he gets, 4 games even where he gets GA. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 games in a row where he doesn't. Fair enough, everyone has a doubt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 games in a row where he gets GA. 2 games where he doesn't get GA. Fair enough. 2 games in a row where he gets GA. 1, 2, 3. 4th game he gets GA again. 2 games doesn't get GA. It's out injured. 2 games where he doesn't get GA. Like, okay. And this game, by the way, this game he goes off injured. He goes off injured this game. Just saying. So if you don't rate WIRTZ, honestly, something's wrong with you if you don't rate WIRTZ, I can't lie. You haven't watched him, it's that simple. Yeah. Also, do people forget, sorry, let me reread that. Also, do people forget he doesn't have good strikers in front of him? I assume anyway. Yeah, he doesn't. Bro, the strikers, who did he have in this Frankfurt game? Bro, these strikers are fucking dead rough, let me tell you that. Because last season he had Gracie, of course, but yeah, bro. Look at this, Schick. Man, like Schick, bro. And Schick has actually been given a grade so far via WIRTZ. He's got 18 goals, but bro, he's not a good striker. He's got half of those goals because of WIRTZ, bro. And WIRTZ, by the way, what WIRTZ does is he plays the ball before the assist and he plays the assist. He does both of those, which is just like De Bruyne. Not a lot of players have that. Nobbins hates WIRTZ for some reason. He overcomplicates things. Nobbins, bro, I'll tell you one thing, yeah. If you think Nobbins is a good source for tactics, he's not. Nobbins pretends to know a lot, but bro, here's the thing, yeah. Nobbins is very arrogant and hates foreign players. You should see the way he defends English players. And now compare it to how he rates foreign players. He will dig into a foreign player, but then an English player, he'll protect them. He will wrap them in bubble wrap and he'll protect them. And I don't like that. I don't like that. That's low-key racist. That's low-key racist, and I don't like that from him. And he is a Foden fan. He doesn't want WIRTZ because he thinks Foden might get less minutes, which is dumb because we'll just play with Foden and WIRTZ as I have here. Now news, Klopp, but coming McAtee going to Leverkusen and WIRTZ coming. Oh, the new news just dropped. Let's see it. Platty goal, if I can fucking type. Florian Plettenberg, any new news? Bayer Leverkusen and Manchester City are in direct contact regarding a potential transfer of James McAtee and are exploring possible solutions. Other clubs from the Premier League and Serie A are also interested. Yep, that is bomba news, bro. That is bomba news. McAtee, one of the 2 players that Leverkusen is allegedly interested in, a player we need to get off our books, and that lowers the price for us a bit. That lowers the money price that we have to pay by Leverkusen. Does he really, Carnage? Yeah, he does. WIRTZ is a baller. Yeah, he is the best 10 in the world of football right now. He is. He never said that, but he says he won't pay 100 million for him, and he says he lost his creativity. Just tell me you don't watch WIRTZ, bro. Bro. If you don't watch players, and I watch WIRTZ, I watched Bayer Leverkusen last season for just a bit more than half the season. I watched WIRTZ for Germany. I've watched some stuff of WIRTZ this season, highlights and stuff, and game highlights. If you don't rate WIRTZ, just tell me you don't watch WIRTZ. He has more assists than any Man City player, you know. So what do people waffle about, man? With dead strikers ahead of him, bro. For the record, I want Chevalier, I agree, instead of Costa. I don't want to come across like people can't have an opinion. You don't, mate. I get what you're saying. For me, Chevalier is a much better option and younger. Is he? How old is Costa? Diogo Costa. He's 25 already. And what about Chevalier? Lucas Chevalier. Yeah, he's 2 years younger. I guess that's a difference. Not enough for me to care about, to be honest. If it's like a 5-year difference, I would look at it more, but like 2 years, not that big of a deal for me. Yeah, wild, isn't it? Tottenham is lost, bro. Big up to Reijnders, how are you? I'm good, what about you? WIRTZ is better than Musiala. They are very different players. I rate them both. I would put WIRTZ above Musiala. I would. But WIRTZ just suits Man City better. Like, even if Musiala and WIRTZ were the exact same level, I would rather have WIRTZ than Musiala, because he's a better fit for Man City. Sorry, let me reread that. McAtee and Ortega going to Leverkusen and City paying 90 million euros. I assume you mean pounds. Because 90 million euros in pounds is like 77 million. I assume you mean 90 million pounds, because there's no way that Leverkusen is selling WIRTZ for 80 million pounds. No way that happens. Nobins watches Leverkusen for the Palacios. No, he doesn't. He gets some statistics. He gets some clips of Palacios, and then he says, "Oh yeah, I've watched him." He doesn't watch Leverkusen. Let's be honest. Does he actually not rate WIRTZ? He doesn't. He doesn't rate WIRTZ highly enough, I should say. Yeah. Big up to Yari the Buster. 90 million euros is not happening, man. They want 150 million euros for him. If you give McAtee, let's say he's valued at 30 million, that's still 120 million. There's no way Ortega is valued at 30 million. He's quite old as well, isn't he? Yeah, he's 32. Not happening. That would be glorious, but I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. That's just way too little money for a player like WIRTZ. And McAtee is not that highly rated. Who does he even want? I saw him tweeting about that Palacios guy. Who even is he? Palacios plays for Leverkusen. He was like the player that Nobbins wanted to be the Rodri backup. But then, of course, we got Nico Gonzalez. I don't know if he still rates Palacios, to be honest. Like, does he still want Palacios? Like, we've already gotten. Let me go to his Twitter. Is he still talking about Palacios? No, Nobbins. Why even follow this guy? Actually, I do. Is he still talking about Palacios? Let's scroll down a bit. Let's try to find some. Oh, you can do this, can't you? Nobbins Palacios. Yeah, he's not talking about Palacios anymore. Okay, fair enough. He's not talking about him anymore, from what I can see. But yeah, that'll be wild. Because we already have our backup now to Rodri, so we don't need Palacios anymore, really. 90 million plus McAtee, 30 million plus Ortega, 20 million. Ortega is not 20 million. He's 10 million at most, I think. McAtee, 30 million, I think is reasonable. But then you're at 140 million, so that's still 10 million short. So you will still be at 100 million. I saw him, tweeting about him like last weekend. That makes no sense. Unless it was an old tweet, possible. I'm brutally honest here, when it comes to English players, far too many creators have a player agenda and don't admit it. I agree with that, it's fine to if you love certain players, but be fair in analysis. Absolutely, I can't stand when people are just rapping all the English players and they're talking shit of all the others. What do you think of Leverkusen left centre back Colombian? We don't need another centre back. we don't need another centre back. Is Sa Colombian, by the way? Is Sa Colombian? Yeah, he's German, but no. I thought you meant that Star has like Colombian heritage. Where's the other Leverkusen centre back right now? Because they got rid of their old one, didn't they? Where's their current left side centre back? Oh, Hincapie. He's Ecuadorian. No, he's Ecuadorian. Yeah. What? Who do you mean? Michiele is the right-sided. Is he Ecuadorian? Colombian? No, he's Congolese. Yeah, I'm not sure who you mean. I think you mean Hincapie, but he's Ecuadorian. I think that's what you mean. Same here, Luke. I can't care less if they are English. Yeah, but that's what's happening. Foden is not De Bruyne replacement. He's just not. Leverkusen probably value package at 40 million. Fair enough. I don't know what Leverkusen thinks. I'm not all-knowing like that. But I am ITK, by the way. I am ITK. Go check out my Twitter. Have we given up on Paqueta deal? If players think I'd go for him. I feel like we could get Cherky, and he'd give us the same Paqueta would give us. He's younger, and he's cheaper, way cheaper, and I don't see why we would get Paqueta. There are no charges around him either. Al Nassr is 1-0 down. Where's Al Nassr playing right now? Al Nassr. Ronaldo FC can't hack it, bro. It's 1-1 by the way. Ronaldo FC can't hack it, so Laporte equal. Aymeric Laporte, I didn't even know he played for Al Nassr. Who does he want as KDB replacement right now? Yeah, I think he means Foden. I'm more reliable, ITK. Yeah, Hincapie is Ecuadorian, not Colombian. Who? Next year, Stones and Ake leave. I think Ake might stay. I think Ganji, Ake, and Stones. One of those three will stay. I think it will be Ake. Because we need a left back. Foden isn't the KDB replacement. The closest player you'll get to it is WIRTZ. I agree. Foden is the kind of player. Isn't that kind of player, sorry. He'll never be that type of player. The sooner we accept that as a fan base, the better. The thing is, yeah, the fan base just wants Foden to be the KDB replacement because he's a Stockport guy. He came through the academy and all of that, and KDB our greatest ever player, and he's a midfielder and all of this. And people have just built this fantasy. It's a fantasy. Because it's romantic. I want Foden to be the KDB replacement. I want him to be our next best player. I want this. He will win Ballon d'Or and yada yada. So. Foden is Foden. Let Foden be Foden. He's not De Bruyne. He's not Grealish. He's not any winger that you've seen before. Foden is Foden. And people need to lay off. WIRTZ is very close to De Bruyne. So he's a De Bruyne replacement. Foden is incredibly different from De Bruyne. The style of play, the just things he's good at. It's so different. So it's weird. It's weird when people just have this fantasy about Foden right now. Oh, sorry. I clicked wrong. Hincapie is a teammate of Ecuador. Of Julio Ordóñez at Ecuador. Ecuadorian. I rate Hincapié, he's decent, but we don't need all the central backs. They're not more reliable. I'm the better ITK, bro. I make a nice graphic once in a while. I make nice graphics. I'm a better ITK, mate. Maris hat-trick, I will say it 2 years ago. Love Maris. Cherky not Pep player. Dressing without ball not good. Bro, people said the same thing about Doku. Get Cherky in, tell him, yo, I'm Pep Guardiola, I rate you. Go press and he'll press. I think it's honestly that simple. I agree with the Foden take. Foden, much more similar to Musiala. Much more a shorter dribbler. And Foden is not a passer. I saw something funny. Someone was saying a while ago that Foden is a striker rather than a midfielder. And I get what they're saying, because Foden, his ability has never been assisting. I don't think he's ever gotten more than 10 assists a season. In fact, I don't think he's ever gotten 10 assists in a season. Let's go through this right now. Let me share my screen. Transfer market Foden. Don't think he's ever gotten 10. Give it a while to load. So obviously this season has not been very good. 8. Erling Haaland got 8 assists in the treble season in the Premier League. I don't. Well, let's just do third state. Let's just do third state. People acting like Foden will get back to a good level next season. Genuinely, what do we do if he's terrible again? If he's terrible again, we have to get rid. It's that simple. If he's terrible again, we have to get rid. Come on, transfer, can you fucking notes? If Foden plays better than WIRTZ, he will play. Now shut up. No. Exactly. I think WIRTZ and Foden play next to each other. Foden can drop a bit deeper and it will be fine. So the most assists he's got in any given season is 8. Oh, fuck off, Transmart. The most assists he's had in any given season is 8. If you want to see WIRTZ for that comparison, let's do WIRTZ statistics. We won't use Transmart because it takes way too long to load. 10, 11, injury season, still 6, 10. So WIRTZ, every season, except his injury season, he's hit 10 or more assists. But what are we doing here? If he wasn't injured this season, he would have gotten to 10. Because he's got 6 after 17 games, which is about halfway through the league. He would have gotten 10 assists again this season if he didn't get injured. WIRTZ is Foden is nowhere near that creativity. We got 724 subscribers, I assume you mean. Let's check that out. Yeah, we are moving right now, aren't we? Channel is moving recently. Big up to everyone who's liking, subscribing and all of that. I can't believe... sorry, I read that wrong. I believe in Foden, and he will find his feet again. But WIRTZ will come in and play alongside him. Again, I agree with this. And if someone in midfield playing better than Foden wouldn't play, shouldn't play, even. If Foden is not good enough for Man City, he's not good enough. And that's the brutal truth. We're not a charity, and I believe Foden next season will be good again. I'm not saying he'll be last season good again, but look at this right now. Look at this. Let's just grant that we get this. Foden is not good enough, he'll be dropped and we'll have Rodri Gonzalez, WIRTZ. Or we'll have O'Reilly in here. Or we'll have Reijnders, or whoever you like in here. Reijnders. I don't know why I said it's like that. I said it's the English way. If Foden is not good enough, there are options that we have. Even Rodgers, you can shove Rodgers into midfield. It's not a big issue for me, to be honest. Exactly right, Jack. Let Foden be his own guy. He's a skillful dribbler, which is great for a team like us. There's also no guarantee that Foden gets back to his best. Foden can pass the ball well, but he's not an assist guy. He's not the assist guy. He'll get a few now and again, but he's a box-to-box player. Exactly. He's a box-to-box. And WIRTZ plays with a bad striker. Yeah. Wow, a spine of... Bro, WIRTZ with Erling Haaland is 15 assists. Let me tell you that. 15 assists. Wow, a spine of Rodri, WIRTZ, Haaland. Is that the best in the world? I guess it's biased to say so, but I think so. Maybe a bit biased to say... maybe a bit biased from me, but I think so. I think that would be the best in the world. At the very least, it will be one of the best. Yeah, but I think we've talked about everything today. We've been live for about an hour. Big up to everyone. Is anyone live right now? WIRTZ, Haaland... Bro, WIRTZ, Haaland, Rodri, Foden next to WIRTZ. And then you have on the left, you have Marmoush. On the right, you have, I don't know, whoever. Oscar de Bob on the right wing. There you go. 25 assists. I'm talking only league here. Only league. 25 assists. The record is 20. Just saying. That would be mental, wouldn't it? That would be mental. But we used to pray for times like these, you know, like that. We used to pray for times like these. Yes, best in the world. Who else? Madrid, Rodri over Valverde, WIRTZ over Bellingham, Haaland over Mbappé. Well, last one I'm not sure about. But I think they're about the same. WIRTZ to Valverde is also a bit of a weight comparison, like Valverde is an 8, but I get what you're saying. I really rate Barella if he goes to Real Madrid. I don't think he will though. I think Barella will stay in Serie A. Barella is an incredible midfielder, isn't he? Alcomps, I meant, yeah. Alcomps. What is the most De Bruyne has had in all competition? I think De Bruyne hits like close to 30 once, didn't he? Transfermarkt De Bruyne. Let's go through this. Statistics current season. So, well, this season obviously not too good. What about treble season? And what about 1920? Because he got 30 assists in treble season. Jesus. 1920, how many did he get that season? Marmoush this season over Vinny. I don't know, man. Vinny is pretty clutch. He only got 22 assists that season, really. Like, he got 20 in the Prem, but in other competitions he didn't really do that. Well, he scored way more goals, so. Well, what is the best GA season? Probably treble season, right? Treble season is probably best GA. This season he got 38. And in treble, I already forgot how many he had. I think he had like 31 goals and assists, and then like 10 something goals. That's into the 40s. Treble season is then De Bruyne's best statistical season, which is kind of a surprise, isn't it? What's more important? What is more important? Winning tonight or the FA Cup semi on Sunday? FA Cup semi, I'd say. Yeah, 10 goals, 30. I think this is De Bruyne's biggest GA season. For me, it's definitely winning in the FA Cup semi. If we get a draw, we're still in top 5. And we'll probably win our next 3 games. So that's probably secured top 5 for us. So definitely the FA Cup semi for me. Definitely the FA Cup semi for me. There you go. KDB Screamer versus Newcastle, I'll never forget. Which one? De Bruyne is a... You know what my favorite goal is from De Bruyne? It's the one against Bournemouth. No, it isn't. He's got so many screamers though. You know what? I'll go with against Brazil. His goal against Brazil, that is my favorite. 7 years ago today, special day for me, went in hospitality and watched us officially win the league versus Swansea with that KDB screamer. But he said Newcastle. But fair enough, he did score the screamer against Swansea as well. Right. And that's about everything talked about, I think. You know what, yeah? You know what? KDB leaving is like... KDB leaving is so dead, isn't it? Like, bro. With all arguing about who the next De Bruyne will be, but like... What, or De Bruyne replacement, but like... Why don't we keep De Bruyne for like... one more season to play 30 minutes off the bench and then have that like backup, but like it is what it is. They're trying to halve the wage bill, let's be honest. That's what it's about. Get the wage bill down. But yeah, that's everything from me. Big up to everyone in here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Fraud if you haven't subscribed already. And thank you for coming in. I appreciate everyone who's come in and chatted today. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Nobody's life, I can't.